Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live.
San Diego, California, where the Cubs will try and get a new winning streak started, and they'll trot out Tsuyoshi Wada in his season debut against Tyson Ross. Hello, welcome to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is Todd Hollingsworth. I'm David Kaplan. All right, after last night's 4-3 loss, Joe Maddon said if we had just caught the ball, we'd have won the game. Cubs now have 30 errors on the season. That is 25th in baseball.
Now you got to clean it up. I mean, it's real simple. I don't think this is something that we talk about just the Cubs. You would apply this to any big league team. If you're going to make mistakes, you're going to cost yourself outs. You're going to cost yourself pitches. You're going to tax your bullpen. It's how it works. It's the game of baseball. You also look at how major league games typically play. You know, we talk about one-run ball games, two-run ball games. It happens an awful lot at the major league level, and if you make mistakes, it's going to cost you a few runs, and it turns into losses. And what we've seen over the last couple of days, some of those mistakes turn into losses.
All right, let's look at some of the miscues that cost the Cubs dearly last night. First one was by Chris Bryant, whose throw sailed over Anthony Rizzo's head and into the stands. Justin Upton would wind up on second and eventually score. That ball way up there.
Yeah, up the ladder. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough throw. We've seen this a couple times from Chris. You know, I mean, as tall as he is, where his arm angle's at, he's got to really make sure that he gets that ball down, even with Anthony over there, who's very tall himself.
Although Anthony doesn't look like he tried to just make the play, he's trying to stay on the bag.
That's absolutely exactly what he's trying to do there. But I mean, again, that's in part a read by Anthony, so he has to commit one direction or the other. He felt like he can get it out on that play, then he's going to go for it right there, and he thought that he could bring it in. You can almost see the frustration on Anthony when it got over his glove that he should have left the bag to go get it. But that being said, he was trying to do that. It's a bang-bang play, even across a big league diamond.
All right, in the seventh, Starlin Castro couldn't handle Matt Kemp's grounder. San Diego would score later in the inning with 2 outs to tie the game at 2. That got to be made.
Play's got to be made. This is big league baseball, big league shortstop. You got to make it. This is about as routine as you're going to get right here. And the thing about this game is that all three of these errors that do happen, I know we haven't showed you the third one yet, and we're about ready to do that, that all ignite rallies for the Padres. That's the problem that you're having right now. It sets the stage. Yeah, there's only 2 unearned runs, but again, it leads to all 4. It's exactly as I said it. When you're at the major league level and you're making mistakes on defense, your pitcher's asked to get more outs, asked to make more pitches, comes out of the game sooner, more pitches by the bullpen, more errors there. I mean, it just compounds everything, and it puts strain on everything.
Then in the 8th, Addison Russell dropped a pop-up into shallow center by Clint Barmas. Okay, this is another play that's got to be made.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I really thought that this was more Starlin's ball just because of where everybody was positioned right there. I know Addison committed to it, certainly took accountability for it. But again, he never gets himself under control. If you watch this play, that's the key to catching a pop-up. Spend some time on the infield. Obviously, the outfield is to get your composure, to stabilize your body as you start to catch a ball that's literally dropping straight out of the sky. And what that ball does right there is it is dropping straight down because it was hit so high. He never does get his feet underneath him. So he's just kind of wavering back and forth. And when you're wavering back and forth, so's your head. And so are your eyes. And he never gets a good grasp of where it's going to come down.
Later in the 8th, Derek Norris would double to the left field corner off Pedro Strop. 2 runs would score, and that would give the Padres the lead for good.
Yeah, good swing right here. You know, we talk about Pedro Strop, that 2-seam fastball having depth at the plate. Right now, it seems like it's got a little bit more run than depth, and it stays up. He's able to cut it off, and that's the danger of it. When your ball is sailing into the strike zone, and even this pitch, it's not a bad pitch. It's in off the plate, but again, at 94 miles an hour, you don't even really have to get barrel on it if you take a good swing and keep your hands inside the baseball. He does, and he lines it down the left field line for the game-changing swing.
All right, for the second straight outing, Jason Hamill, terrific, got a no decision. Last night he gave up just 2 runs on 3 hits and 7 excellent innings of work. He was great, but Pedro Strop got an ERA north of 8 this month.
Yeah, well, that bullpen is struggling in a lot of different ways. We'll stick to Jason. It's a great story to tell. You know, he's quietly kind of just stayed behind the scenes of Lester and Arrieta and has been outstanding all season long. He's given us length. He's gone after hitters. You know, done in a couple of hits here that he gives up on that breaking ball of his, which is good sometimes, maybe a little bit inconsistent. I remember talking to Jason about it last year. Sometimes it comes and goes just a bit, but his fastball command has been outstanding since the start of the season. He continues to dominate the strike zone to fill it up, and he's actually, to me at least, it appears to me that he's becoming even more efficient. We're seeing more length in his starts because, again, his pitch count's not getting up kind of like it did a little bit early in last season.
When he pitched here for the half the season into July 4th, and then he gets traded away, he talked longingly about coming back when he hit free agency, re-signs with the Cubs, and when I asked him at spring training about it, he said, there's just a comfort factor. I like Chris Basio. I like the organization. I was comfortable in Chicago. You played for a bunch of different teams. Are there places where you went, I just wasn't comfortable
Right.
there?
Oh, it happens all the time. I mean, it's you figure things out that way. I mean, there's certain ballparks you do, certain ballparks you like to visit as a visitor because you hit well there or you pitch particularly well there. And it was good to hear about Jason. I mean, there was a willingness and desire to bring him back. There was a willingness and desire to be back here. I mean, there's many times. I can give you a list of teams, including here in Chicago. I never wanted to leave. I loved playing here. I embraced my role, and I wanted to stay. But you know what? Things happen, and sometimes business gets in the way. You just cross your fingers and hope an opportunity comes back around. For Jason, it did.
All right, let's take a look at today's DraftKings pitching matchup. For the Cubbies, they're going to run out Tsuyoshi Wada, making his season debut. He's dealing with a strained groin. You see his numbers at AAA Iowa. He pitched pretty darn well for the Cubs last year in limited duty. And Tyson Ross, look, 2-3 is not an impressive record, but this guy's got good stuff.
No, he's got dirty stuff. I mean, the one thing about Ross that really stands out is the high walks per game. I mean, he's up among the league leaders, which is not good, but he's also up there on strikeouts as well. It's about 11 a game, or I should say per 9. So Tyson Ross is dealing once again. He's kind of having his moments. For Wada, you know, it's going to be an interesting start for him today. I don't know what the threshold is ultimately going to be. I mean, last year in his 13 starts, he only made one start of 7 innings. You know, so even the threshold, even last year when everything was right, was, you know, somewhere in between 5 and 6 innings. And I'm thinking that's probably what it's going to be again tonight. He's coming in good, fresh off the rehab starts, made 6 of them. It wasn't like he was just down there making 1 or 2. So, he's got his work and everything should be right. But again, what are you expecting from him tonight? If you're thinking 7, 8 innings, that's probably not going to happen. I'm thinking more along the lines of 5 or 6, no matter what's going on in this ballgame.
Which means that a bullpen that has been much maligned is going to get used heavily again.
Absolutely.
With Wada now in the starting rotation, Travis Wood moves to the pen. His ERA as a starter, 5.59, bloated. Picked up his first career save Saturday, throwing a 1-2-3 inning in that victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates. How tough is that transition going from starter to bullpen guy?
Well, I think it really depends on the personality, and most guys that I know and most friends that I have that tell me about it, says it has really as much to do with your attitude about the role switch as it is anything, and I think Travis has that. I mean, again, it's between you and me. Travis, I know you're not listening. You're in San Diego. It's a demotion. I mean, he's not in the rotation. He's not where he wants to be, but you have to embrace your role. There was a time in my career where they said, you're not a starter anymore, Holly. You just don't have it. It's in your best interest to be a fourth outfitter because you bring a lot of things to the table, but if my attitude wasn't in the right place, I never would have succeeded and probably wouldn't have had the last 4 years of my career. I think for Travis, that's the situation right now. Sure, maintain the hope of getting back into that rotation one day, but you got to go out there and light it up. I mean, we need help down in that bullpen right now, and if he embraces the role, he's that kind of guy. I think he'll do well.
All right, back to Ross. Cubs faced him back on April 18th at Wrigley. Ross got a no decision, went 5 2/3, allowing 3 runs, 5 hits, while punching out 9. Again, he's got really good stuff.
No, it's that slider. He's a two-pitch guy. I mean, he's got a big fastball, 94, 95 miles an hour, but he's also got a devastating slider, and if you think that you're not going to see a ton of that tonight, you're kidding yourself. Look at the roadmap that's kind of been laid into this game. We had Shields last night, who struck out 11. 6 of those strikeouts coming on the curveball, 2 coming on the changeup. So 8 off-speed pitches to put hitters away. I mean, that's kind of the book on Cubs hitters right now. They can hit some fastballs. 3 solo home runs last night, all on fastballs. There's going to be a lot of sliders in this ball game, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Cubs hitters react.
All right, we've got to take our first time out of Cubs Pregame Live, presented by our great corporate partners at the Fields Auto Group. When we come back, we'll look at the lineups for both managers. Chris Coughlin showed a little power last night at Petco, becoming just the second Cub to hit more than 1 home run in a game at the Padres' new home field.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group, celebrating our 45th annual memorial event. FieldsAuto.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to our Fields 45th annual memorial event.
Every BMW, Land Rover, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Volvo, Infiniti, and Mini are now priced for less and all come with our Fields amenities.
Join the Fields Auto Group in Operation Support Our Troops America as we send packages packed full of home to more than 10,000 brave Americans away from home. We'll back up this great cause by making a donation for every new vehicle sold during our memorial event. It's not often a good deal and goodwill go hand in hand.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
Someday you won't need all of this space, and you'll miss their raisins all over the place, sandy beach toys and splattered sunscreen. So enjoy the journey and the melted ice cream.
The Infiniti QX60 and the QX60 Hybrid with best-in-class combined fuel economy. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
All right, time for our ATI injury report. Chris Denorfia continues to be sidelined with a hamstring injury. Tommy LaStella on a rehab assignment at AA Tennessee as he's trying to work his way back from a rib cage injury that he may have aggravated a couple of days ago. Reliever Neil Ramirez continues to work out at the Cubs facility in Arizona. Mike Olt, Jacob Turner, both on a 60-day DL. All right, welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is Todd Hollingsworth, and I'm David Kaplan. All right, let's talk about the Cubs striking out 14 times last night. That brings their season total to 377. That's the most in all of Major League Baseball. They also have 140 walks, which is the third most in baseball, but one positive.
Well, listen, the offense has been good. There's no complaining about the offense this year. We've seen it. I mean, offenses go through it. They've worked counts. I mean, you think back to a lot of the success that they've had. They've been the ability to make these guys make pitches, and we've knocked starters out after 5 innings. Now, it certainly has cost us some Ks along the way, but I don't think there's any right to complain about the offense right there. I think it's absolutely a byproduct of what Theo and Jed had put together. The idea is sometimes you're going to work the count, sometimes you're going to strike out a little bit, and those strikeouts are going to be significant. A guy like James Shields, he's got a great secondary stuff. He's got a great curveball and certainly a very, very good changeup. We saw both those pitches last night. The strikeouts will come along with it, but this is still one of the best fastball hitting teams I've seen in all of baseball.
All right, last night, Chris Coghlan became just the second Cub to have a multi-home run game at Petco Park. The other player, Alfonso Soriano, with a pair of home runs on September 29th, way back in 2010. It's been a strange year for Cogs at the plate. His batting average is .205, but his slug, .429.
Man, it should be higher than that because you think that batting average would go up. It would make it even higher. I've got to tell you, Cappy, where I stand on this one, probably been a little overboard on Cogs, but it's just I feel as though he's run into some bad luck all season long. I mean, what was it? One game I was telling you, he had 1,000 feet worth of outs right a couple weeks ago. I mean, this is just a byproduct of staying with the game plan, and I give him all the kudos in the world for doing it because, again, when you start to go through things where you're not getting the results, the exact results that you want, when you feel like your swing is, in the zone and you're hitting a lot of line drives and the ball's just not falling in, regardless of the numbers, you tweak, and a lot of us used to tweak, and he has not tweaked. He's really maintained that same swing, that same approach, and it's now starting to pay those dividends, and you saw it last night. That swing was staying through the baseball, and he was able to drive it out 2 different times. I expect that batting average to climb soon.
Here's what Joe Madden had to say about Coghlan earlier today.
I know his batting average isn't high, but who's hit the ball harder with worse luck than he has this year? He's played really good left field, too. He's played well out there. For me, it's there's a lot of the surface stuff that you look at, and you got to look through that surface stuff. I think Coghlan's had a pretty nice year so far. He's been unlucky, man. That guy's hit line drives that have been caught, and even to say 4 of them have fallen, just 4. And of course, I can't even tell how many weak hits he's had, because he really hasn't. 4 have fallen. He's probably hit about 240 or 250. Everybody's happy. He's done fine.
All right, let's look at the Cubs lineup brought to you by Wrigleyville sports, and Coughlin will be back in that lineup, Holly. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo, Castro, Montero, Soler, Coughlin, Wada, and Addison Russell. Chris Bryant, an 8-game hit streak. He is hitting .423 over that stretch.
You want to talk about the bit of information I gave you about Rizzo? No?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, you want to wait?
Saving that.
That's a good nugget. Well, Chris Bryant, man, I mean, again, this is all about approach. Yeah, we started to see the power, but, I mean, again, he just continues to use the entire field and drive in big runs for us. That's the one thing that stands out for me and Bryant that I've been so impressed with is not the power, it's not the batting average or the discipline. It's really the in-game situation where the runs mean the most. We've needed big RBIs, big spots, big hits, and he's been so clutch for us this year. I mean, you know, you're watching national writers write articles about the tandem of Rizzo and Bryant now, like it's, you know, almost like it's been in play for years, and it's just now developing. It's how exciting it is, and it's only going to get better.
Anthony Rizzo, can you tell me the last time he struck out?
Right, 10 days ago. I mean, I just think that's amazing.
May the 10th.
He went an entire homestand and didn't strike out. I mean, that's how locked in Anthony's been. I know that we were talking about Chris during the lineup today, but I just felt it was neat to mention Anthony, how good he's been this year. Just another bit of information for all of us, how good and locked in he's been is the fact that he is seeing the baseball. He's commanding those at-bats, like I say. And sometimes I know it's hard for fans to understand when I say he's calling the shots when he gets in the box. That's the example that I'm giving. That's the evidence that I'm giving you, is the fact that he's not even striking out right now. The last game of the last road trip was the last time he struck out. It's over 10 games. What is it, 8 games, 10 days? I mean, that's amazing.
It's time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Today, we're looking at Matt Kemp's career numbers against the Chicago Cubs. Kemp has played just 50 games against the Northsiders. He has 12 homers, 34 RBIs. He's batting .282 in those contests. Comcast Business, built for business. What's your thoughts on Matt Kemp?
Well, he's been slow this year. I think Padre fans are not completely satisfied. You got to remember, this is a big deal. This is where the reinvention of the Padres kind of started with Matt Kemp. I mean, whether he jumped in the rotation, talking about Shields, the outfield, how it was going to go, it all kind of hinged on Matt Kemp coming over from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, he was a major impact player in the second half of last year, but in the first half of this year, he has not. He's not hit for any power. I believe he's only got 1 home run coming into today.
Yeah, at Wrigley.
Right, so that's it. I mean, maybe he's got a few numbers against the Cubs, but at the same time, he has not lived up to those expectations. He has not been the force. Upton actually has been more of the impact player, along with Norris and Myers, who's on the disabled list. So they're still waiting for Matt Kemp to get hot.
All right, here's the Pods lineup. You've got Almonte leading off at center. Norris, who had the big double last night. Kemp, Upton, Solarte, Jerko, Middlebrooks, Barmas, and Tyson Ross.
Yeah, Derek Norris, he has really been doing a lot of damage at the top of the lineup. I think he's the one that maybe surprised most people. The outfield was obviously reinvented. I just said that.
Came over from Oakland.
Yeah, he came over from Oakland. He's had a great start to his season. He's driving in big runs, did again last night. Upton's the other guy that you got to keep your eyes on as well. He is a game changer. He's got tons of power, and he's easily been the most consistent hitter on this Padres team. So watch out from him. Don't get him hot.
All right, got to take another time out of Cubs pregame live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. When we come back, Holly will give us his keys to the game. We'll each pick our key performers. Cubs enter tonight's action 17 and 24 at Petco Park, which opened back in 04. They'll look to put another one in the win column tonight when they take on right-hander Tyson Ross and the Padres.
Sports Authority is proud to be the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Nissan Altima with up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
What's in a can? Possibilities. The beginning of something promising. Something real. That will refresh your perspective every time. So what's in a can? That's up to you.
270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima and get up to $1,000 bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
The new 24-foot boats from Yamaha. Redesigned for 2015 on a longer platform. Powered by reliable Yamaha jet propulsion. Now with a patented handling package for immediate steering response, advanced technologies, and a quiet, smooth onboard experience that's more spacious. And packed with everything you expect from the #1 brand on the water, Yamaha.
Sports Talk Live, presented by the all-new Chevy Silverado. Weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet.
Cubbies are 1-3 against San Diego this season. Maybe they'll bring some heavy artillery in off the battleship.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Try and get it done tonight. Tsuyoshi Wada gets his first start of the 2015 game. It was too easy. Campaign later tonight right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He's Todd Hollinsworth. He's our heavy artillery. I'm David Kaplan. Prior to last night's game, Cubs made a flurry of roster moves. The biggest one, the trade of Wellington Castillo to the Mariners. All right, Joe Maddon did a pretty good job during the first 37 games with 3 catchers on his roster, but that was becoming an untenable situation.
Oh, it was becoming that. Well, here's the thing. Miguel Montero was screaming for all the playing time. I mean, the complications were, you know, you can understand carrying 3 catchers if the production was okay, but Miguel Montero's outstanding. I mean, you hated to see him sit, but at the same time, you knew that, well, he needed opportunities to be behind the plate. Right. It became unworkable. So I think everybody understood this. Welly did nothing to put himself in this position to say to get traded. It's just a matter of circumstance right now. He's going to get an opportunity up in Seattle, and hopefully he runs with it. That's really what it comes down to. The opportunity just flat out wasn't going to be here any longer as long as Montero was continuing to produce the way he has, both with the bat and on defense.
All right, Junior Lake and Mike Baxter called up from Iowa. Baxter batting .290 at AAA. Meanwhile, Javi Baez has his average up to .296 with the Iowa Cubs. He hit just 2 home runs so far, but his strikeout rate down. He's K'd 20 times now in 71 at-bats. Cubs also ended the Phil Koch experiment. Holly's guy designating the reliever for assignment. 16 games, his ERA a bloated over 6.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, many people have fallen in love with Phil Koch's arm. You saw him 94, 95, but the results just hasn't been consistent enough throughout his career. I mean, Detroit held on to him for a very, very long time, hoping that he would figure it out. I mean, one of the things, I mean, I guess, you know, what I saw from Phil, I mean, he did it for so many years. He would be nasty on the first 2 pitches, and then all of a sudden, 95 right down the middle of the plate. Mistakes happen. It's just hard to believe that a lefty who throws as hard as he does continues to get hit as well as he gets hit by the opposition. So, again, the issues that we had in the bullpen, that had to be corrected.
All right, time for our Fields Auto Group. Keys to the game. Take it away, Todd.
All right, keys to a winning one. Let's hope. All right, Uncle Charlie, here's the deal. All right, curveball. It's real simple. You think back, A.J. Burnett on Sunday, James Shields. We've been seeing an awful lot of curveballs. The boys last night came up with 3 runs, and then we got shut out on Sunday. I mean, this is going to be the approach from Tyson Ross tonight. I mean, he's not going to come out and just throw all sliders, but you're going to see probably close to a 60-40, maybe even a 50-50 split. He's a 2-pitch guy. So, again, Cubs have been willing to work those at-bats and get guys on base, but they need to be aggressive. And here's the other nugget that I want to tell you about. 13 stolen bases against Tyson Ross this year already. Do the math. That's a ton of runners and a ton of stolen bases. Look for the guys to be a little bit more aggressive. I really think there's an opportunity on the base paths tonight. All right, Castro and Soler. This is real simple, guys. I mean, there are right-handed guys in our lineup. Castro's hitting 4th tonight. Soler's hitting 6th. 182 over the last week with no extra base hits for either guy. I really don't think I need to say any more. We need to get these guys going and swinging the bats right now. It's just plain and simple. Those 2 guys need to get it done. The lefties have been doing their part. You throw Chris Bryant in there. You say, hey, listen, we're functioning well. We're getting some things done, but we got to get these 2 guys swinging. Last one is 18-9 Really what I'm talking about here is maybe expectations going into this game. We talk about Tsuyoshi Wada and what he's going to bring to the table. I think it's maybe asking too much to ask him to go 7 innings, which gets us back into that bullpen again. It's real simple. I'm talking about 18 outs and 9 outs. 2/3 of the game to Wada, 1/3 of the game to the bullpen. And I also want to mention those errors. We got to clean that up as well. I know that the bullpen right now is working through some things, and those outs have just been a little bit harder to come up with, Cap. So in this ball game, let's kind of clean up those mistakes, but again, understand what to expect from Wada. He's not going to walk a lot of guys. He's going to keep you in the ball game, but at the same time, don't be looking for 7 innings and 21 outs from him. I think he's only good for about 6.
One thing I wanted to ask before we pick our key performers, Miguel Montero with the trade of Wellington Castillo. He's going to get a lot more opportunity,
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing.
Oh, it is, because he's swinging the bat, and I think that was I think we were all curious to see how that was actually going to play itself out, because if you remember, Miguel Montero came over from the Arizona Diamondbacks, and his offense had gone down just a little bit, and I think even
overworked.
Well, yeah, and I know that was the angle on that one. You could maybe go age innings behind home plate, but the idea was that I actually thought the tandem between Castillo and Miguel Montero was going to be a good one. Like, you know, it'd be like, I'm going to catch 5 days, you catch 3, one of those situations, and everybody's offense would increase just a little bit. But Montero's rolling. He's swinging the bat very, very well right now. He's buying into what we're doing here in Chicago. He's earned more playing time. That's what's happened to Wellington Castillo, is that there's no job left.
All right, time for you and I to pick our key performers. Apparently, you beat Chris Bowden the 2 games I wasn't here last week.
As far as you know.
Or as I know. So you lead 4-3. You get to go first.
Well, we just talked about it. Why won't I take Miguel Montero? He's on fire right now. And he's actually got some pretty decent numbers against Tyson Ross, so I'm going to go with him.
All right, you go Miguel Montero, and I'm going to go with a guy who hasn't struck out since, I don't know, May the 10th. His name is Anthony Rizzo, who used to play for the San Diego Padres. So I'll go Rizzo, he'll go Montero, and in honor of Wellington Castillo, Steve Gardner of the Crew says they take Wellington Castillo for a big game tonight in his honor.
Attaboy, Steve.
All right, Steve, good luck with that one. Thanks for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Don't forget, no postgame tonight. Holly and I'll be back with you, though, tomorrow for pre and post. Cubs and Pods. Coming up next, Len and Jim DeShays have the call. We will talk with you tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to our Fields 45th Annual Memorial Event.
Every BMW, Land Rover, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Volvo, Infiniti, and Mini are now priced for less and all come with our Fields amenities.
Join the Fields Auto Group in Operation Support Our Troops America as we send packages packed full of home to more than 10,000 brave Americans away from home. We'll back up this great cause by making a donation for every new vehicle sold during our memorial event. It's not often a good deal and goodwill go hand in hand.
A strong business needs to be connected. Elk Grove Village is home to a community of over 3,600 companies. It's surrounded by highways. Its freight rail served. And its next-door neighbor is the world's busiest airport. So when it comes to being connected, we have options. Elk Grove Village. Makers wanted.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Swing and miss, strike 3. All strike 3.
Announcing your local Ford dealer's Memorial Day All-Star event. Time to save big on America's best-selling brand of utilities. Now, for a limited time, get almost any Ford SUV or crossover with 0% financing for 60 months. Plus $750 cash for qualified Ford and competitive owners. Plus $500 EcoBoost cash on equipped models. Save big on a fantastic lineup of fuel-efficient All-Stars, but only for a limited time. So hurry. The Memorial Day All-Star event ends June 1st.
I'm a hard worker. I have perfect attendance.
Let me get back to you in about 6 months.
Wow. Thank you so much. 2 tacos?
I get 3.
That'll be $7.39.
When you have a BMO Harris Blackhawks debit MasterCard, it's like the team is always with you.
Apply for yours today. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
Wednesday Night Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings. Beautiful night here in San Diego. Cubs and Padres play the middle game of a 3-game series here on CSN. And great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The Cubs have dropped 2 in a row after a 6-game winning streak. They hit 3 home runs last night, but ultimately 3 errors did them in.
Yeah, Jason Hamill pitched a brilliant ball game, but a little breakdown defensively cost the Hamill and the Cubs. He was perfect through 4, and then the leadoff man in the 5th inning hit a ground ball to Chris Bryant. Steps on the base, probably got a little out of sync there. Airmailed the throw, runner went to second, and boom, the Cubs paid for all their sins last night. All the errors led to runs.
7th inning now. Matt Kemp with a very routine ground ball to Starlin Castro. 3/4 of the Cubs infield actually made errors. Here's a wild pitch, allowing the runner to get into scoring position. And then Will Venable would tie the game at 2 in the 7th. Addison Russell in the 8th on a pop fly back of second base. And he just couldn't haul it in. This was another leadoff guy to reach.
Yeah, if it happens with 2 outs, nobody on, you're probably able to pitch around the air. But those leadoff men reaching, the Padres able to cash them all in. Derek Norris with a big 2-run double there, capped the scoring for the Padres. So despite a great effort by Hamill and some pretty good swings of the bat, the Cubs with a tough loss last night.
Let's hear from the manager, Joe Madden, on his team's defense.
I've been defending our defense. We've made some errors this year, but I think we've made a lot of plays, i.e. the ball in the gap yesterday that Fowler makes to begin the game, the bullet down the third base line. I mean, KB's made some great plays. Chris has made a couple throwing errors, but the glove has been outstanding, and he's also made a lot of good throws. I think our defense has been good.
As we mentioned, the Cubs hit the ball out of the ballpark last night. Chris Coughlin with his 4th career 2-homer game. Unfortunately, it was not enough. Tsuyoshi Wada makes his season debut. Cubs and Padres coming up next.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months or get 0% financing for up to 60 months on road. Offers end June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
What's a bee?
A bee is a good little girl who does what she's told.
But isn't that kind of silly? I've left the hive, and I'm never, ever coming back. All the hornet tribes are going up against the bees. We have to do something. Yes!
Movies start at Channel 125.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan. Back in our downtown Chicago studios. We'll get you back out to San Diego for first pitch in just a couple minutes. Tsuyoshi Wada makes his first start of the 2015 season. Joe Madden, who saw Wada last season when the skipper was with the Rays, liked what little he did get to see from the lefty in spring training.
Doesn't throw overly hard, but like the characteristics on the fastball, sometimes that could be confused with 93, 94, 95. No, but he's got a nice ride to the fastball. He's got a nice breaking ball. He knows what he's doing out there, and he pitched well when I saw him. So spring training, it wasn't all there for him. I didn't get a good look, but everybody speaks really well of him, and I'm eager to see him play today.
Early this morning, the Blackhawks won Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. Thank you to Marcus Kruger. His goal late in the third overtime against the Ducks wins it. Series now shifts to the United Center for Game 3 on Thursday. Captain Jonathan Taves says his club will be ready to go.
Last night we enjoyed it. We laughed and had a good time in the locker room. And but before long, I think that fatigue did set in. I think we're ready to to jump into bed and try and get as much rest as we could. But I think like Richie said earlier, we're ready to move on to the next one.
Universal Orlando Resort is celebrating 25 years of epic moments, and you could win a trip for 4 to experience it all. Theme parks and nightlife at the universe of action, thrills, and excitement for everyone. Enter for your chance to win at csnchicago.com/universal. That is going to do it from our downtown Chicago studio. Stick around after the game for a full recap of all the day's news on Sportsnet Central. Cubs baseball coming up next with Len and JD. I'll see you tomorrow.
On behalf of Southwest Airlines, welcome to Chicago.
Let's go, let's go.
All right, don't everybody get up at once.
Come on, let's go.
Follow me.
Door.
Seriously, we can't miss you if you don't leave. Once again, we have landed. Welcome. Thank you so much. Come back and see us.
Sometimes flights end before games do. Watch free live TV on your own device. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
So you take a chance on that slick DirecTV offer. $19 you think, but after just 3 months, you're paying over $100 a month, and it keeps going up. Suddenly, you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you nearly $3,000. Thinking about DirecTV? Better hang on to your wallet.
There's nothing direct about DirecTV. Call Xfinity from Comcast for a great offer and lock in your rate for 2 years.
Summer is loaded with little adventures. So make the most of every sun-filled summer day with a refreshing Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. It's our refreshing Weiss beer with natural lemonade flavor that says, come on by, without having to say a single word. Our family's been brewing beers in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin for 6 generations. And this one says summer. So grab a Summer Shandy and join us out here.
What will make this season successful?
You kind of want to Stanley Cup.
You've got to win it now. One goal.
Oh, somebody's coming around in my way of thinking.
No.
Get a ring or you failed. Now, if the Cubs or the White Sox get to the playoffs, I can understand I've come around to your way of thinking.
933, first Cub reference.
But if the Bulls don't win the title, Thibs gets whacked or he's out of there, Joe Keem's coming in to media day in a walker next year, you're going to go, we missed our opportunity.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Welcome back to San Diego, and we'd like to welcome all of our viewers in the Quad Cities watching tonight on Mediacom. Padres have won 3 of the first 4 in this season series. That'll wrap up tomorrow night. Took 2 of 3 at Wrigley, and then a 4-3 come-from-behind win last night. Right-hander Tyson Ross goes for the Padres against this Cubs Southwest starting lineup. And it's all the same except for the 8th spot from last night. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. Castro, Montero, and Soler in the middle. Chris Coughlin, 2 homers in the ballgame last night. Tsuyoshi Wada making his season debut with Addison Russell hitting ninth.
Padres on defense, a little different look here tonight. Not so much in the corners. In the outfield, Upton and Kemp man those positions. Abraham Almonte gets a start in center tonight. Different look on the left side of the infield with Middlebrooks and Barmas. Jerko and Solarte on the right side of the infield. Jerko has not committed an error yet this year over there at second base. Derek Norris behind the plate, and Alexis pursuing perfection, starting pitcher for the Padres is a talented right-hander, 28-year-old Tyson Ross, losing record in ERA close to 4, but much better lately. He was an all-star last year. He's a strikeout pitcher. He gets a lot of ground balls. Got a fastball that'll max out around 97, sit comfortably around 93, 94. 2 seamers, nasty wipeout slider, and once in a great while a changeup. But normally you're thinking fastball slider with Tyson Ross.
Paul Nauert will work the plate. Ed Hickox at first, Mike Estabrook at second, and the crew chief is at third. That's Dana DeMuth. Cubs hit 3 homers last night. Unfortunately, nobody was on base when they hit them. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Dexter Fowler hit one of those home runs. And a fastball misses to get us started.
That's a big right-hander, 6'5", 225, pitched collegiately at Cal. Padres got him in a trade with Oakland.
There's the slider. He throws more sliders than anybody in baseball. The ball bounced to Jerko. Short throw to Solarte. 3 pitches, 1 out. And our meteorologist Jim DeShays has the weather.
Well, yeah, it's 64 degrees. Winds out of the west at 8 miles per hour. We do not anticipate the marine layer rolling in here tonight. Has not been an issue at this ballpark this year. That's one of the theories as to why the ball is jumping out of here much more frequently than it has in the past. I would say it's significantly nicer here than it was in Chicago today.
Yeah, how about that? Pretty cold in Chicago, but hopefully that'll change soon for the better. As Chris Bryant takes ball 1, he's got an 8-game hitting streak. One of 3 Cubs infielders to make errors last night, as Bryant now has a 9-game hitting streak.
Extends that streak in his very first at bat. Solid single right back through the middle of the diamond. Looked like the slider from Ross.
Now Anthony Rizzo coming in at .341. He had 1 hit last night. That was a double. Second in the majors with that .465 on base average. And the pitch. Big cut, fouled it straight back. Yeah, Ross strikes out a lot of people. He will walk some guys too.
Yeah, his walk rate is up significantly over last year.
The major league average for walks is 8%. He's up almost at 13% of the batters he faces end up walking. His strikeout percentage over 26. Major league average just below 20.
Yeah, league hits .250 against him. He's awfully tough on right-handers, as you would imagine, with that fastball slider combination.
Here's the 0-1. It's outside.
(13-14) last year with a .281 ERA. (1-2). So he's one of those east-west pitchers. You know, not a lot of soft stuff, doesn't throw many change-ups, doesn't have a slow breaking ball. He's got great movement going in and out to both left and right-handed hitters with that two-seam fastball and the hard slider. And he'll manipulate the slider a little bit, get on top of it sometimes, make it a little deeper. Ouch.
Rizzo got hit on the 1-2.
Hit him on the shoe.
Yeah, and he didn't flinch. That is the 12th time he's been hit. Now he did wince.
Did grimace.
So leading the majors with 12 hit by pitches. Another painful way to increase the on base average. Now Castro. Starlin's been in a slump, so he's due for a hot streak. Average down to 266. And a strike called on the slider.
Yeah, a few games ago, I don't know if it was in Milwaukee, he went through a stretch there where he looked like he was going to start to come out of it because he was hitting the ball middle and the other way and staying on a lot better. And but it didn't last very long. He's gone back to pulling off a lot of balls.
The 0-1. Good fastball, 0-2. Ross is from Northern California. He's from Oakland. He grew up an A's fan. And he got drafted by the A's in the second round. 2008. Out of Cal Berkeley. Made his debut with Oakland in 2010. Came here prior to the 2013 season in a trade. Runners go. Pitches high. Throw to third. Safe. Double steal. Bryant with his 4th. Rizzo his 9th.
Well, you know, Joe Madden, we talked to Joe a lot about matchups and you know, Ross being an extreme ground ball pitcher and Castro, he's hit the ball on the ground at a really high rate this year. So this is all about let's stay out of the double play, be aggressive here. And that's the beauty of when you've got guys like Bryant and Rizzo who are sluggers, but they can also run. I mean, that is very rare.
Cubs now with 39 stolen bases. This is their 39th game of the season. Came in second in the National League. So yeah, they're on a pace to just annihilate last year's total of 65. Ross back to the windup now with runners at second and third and a 2-2 count on Castro with Montero on deck. On a hop, throw's going to go to first, and Castro gets an RBI on a ground out as Bryant scores, and it's 1-0 Cubs. Barmas had that look that he wanted to throw to the plate, but the infield was playing back. So your job there is to get it out.
Yeah, and but you know, I thought he would take a shot at home because I think they had a play. I mean, when you play back in that situation, you're, you know, quote unquote conceding the run, but if you feel like you have a play,
well, he hesitated.
Home.
Yeah, Chris did. So here's Montero. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the opener, and he went for strike 1. Yeah, hindsight is 20/20 if you're Bud Black, but if he had the infield in, Castro would have lined out to Barmas. Although you could say, well, if he played the infield in, maybe Starlin takes a different type of swing. I don't know. I guess in the end it worked out for both managers. Cubs got a run, the Padres got an out.
Yeah, when you play back, basically you're saying we're willing to trade a run for an out in that situation, trying to stay out of the big inning, which is the prudent strategy in the first inning. More so now for the Padres that they have a lineup that can score a little bit. Well, last year, But he probably played his infield in way more often than he would have liked to. Didn't trust his club to score runs.
Here's a 1-1. It's outside. Montero hit an opposite field home run off Tyson Ross at Wrigley Field. That was April 18th. Cubs won that game 7-6 in 11 innings. Ross took a no decision. Ross Cup got the win. Zach. Rizzo and Ross were teammates with Miguel Montero last year on the National League All-Star team. Strike called. Montero was a Diamondback at the time, 3-2.
So they all know the secret handshake.
Yeah. Pitch number 20 of the inning is high, ball 4. And a jogging Darren Balsley out to the mound.
Ross stays very tall, and his delivery really stays on that back leg, and maybe Balsley's just telling him, yeah, just kind of finish and make sure you get through that fastball, get it down in the zone. Right now he's just kind of elevating it.
Jorge Soler 0 for 4 last night. He bats with 2 on, a run in. Cubs base runners, a single, a hit batter, a walk. A couple of steals in the inning and an RBI ground out and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think any fastballs from Ross to Soler will be off the plate. Maybe 2-seamer in on the hands, try to jam him, but he's going to try to get him out with that slider away.
Yeah, the question is, and in spring training, the answer would have been different. If Ross throws him 4 straight sliders here off the outside corner, will he swing at it? Spring, I would have said no. I'm not so sure right now. And Jorge knows that, but it's easier said than done. He has struck out 56 times, tied for the major league lead coming in.
Yeah, and the book is out on him that he will chase that slider off the plate, and also that he mashes fastballs.
That slider was not where Ross wanted it, but
so I think the problem that some hitters have, and is probably more so with young hitters, is this determination to prove to everybody that I can hit that pitch, that slider away, I can hit it. And I think the better hitters say, well, I can't really handle that pitch. I'm not going to, I'm going to try to commit to the fastball. And then if he hangs me a breaking ball, I'll do some damage. But that nasty one down and away, nobody handles that pitch.
And he got him on what looked to be a sinker at 93.
Nasty sinker.
That was nasty. So the Cubs get a run. They strand a couple. It's Cubs 1, Padres coming up next.
Now at Chili's, sizzling fajitas grilled to perfection. Fresh is happening now.
Chicago is a place where made in America still means something, and quality means everything. And when it comes to the highest quality cars on the road, Honda is America's best. With millions of Hondas built right here in America from suppliers right here in the Midwest. And right now, your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers are celebrating with 0.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers on all 2015 Honda Civics and Accords. Don't miss the America's Best Sales event at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer today.
Today, Feldco honors the best of the best, the top of the class, the ultimate in energy efficiency. To celebrate, Feldco is offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
That's right. Get 2 windows for the price of 1 and graduate to higher savings with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 1 year.
2 windows for the price of 1 and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Binny's Beverage Depot is going to bat for Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. That calls for a toast. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Cubs get a run. Here come the Padres, brought to you by Southwest. Abraham Almonte, switch hitter, is going to get the start in center. Interesting, a 2-strike bunt hit last night. Derek Norris putting together a terrific first half. Matt Kemp is in right. Justin Upton, their most feared hitter, is in the cleanup spot. Jan Hervey's Solarte at first. Jed Jerko at second. He's had a good month of May. Will Middlebrooks, 2 of his 4 home runs came against the Cubs at Wrigley. Clint Barmas, the veteran shortstop, and the pitcher Ross batting 9th.
Well, Cubs with their struggles defensively last night made 3 errors, but they had been on a real nice roll prior to that. Coughlin, Fowler, Soler in the outfield. Bryant, Castro, Russell, Rizzo, third to first. Montero behind the plate. And our Lexus starting pitcher for the Cubs tonight, Yoshi Wada. Up from Iowa last year, 13 starts. Performed nicely, 4-4 with a 3.25. Going to sit right around 88 miles an hour with that fastball. A lot of 4-seamers. He's more of a fly ball type pitcher.
Yeah, he was going to be in that mix for a rotation spot in spring training, but he had this nagging groin issue that just wouldn't go away. So he started the year on the disabled list and has been activated for this start as he takes Travis Wood's spot in the rotation. The 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1. He was good last year, 13 starts in his first major league action.
At 34 years of age.
Two and two.
Just a little bit of cutting action on that 4-seam fastball that he'll move in on the right-handed hitters. Compliment with a little splitty for a changeup.
There's the rising fastball. Almonte took it for ball 3. Norris on deck. Wada originally signed as a free agent with Baltimore in 2011 after a pro career in Japan. Then he underwent Tommy John surgery. He never did get to the big leagues with the Orioles. Nine seasons in the Pacific League in Japan. Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Called strike 3, fastball on the outside.
Monte drops his bat and leaves it at home plate, thinking he had worked a walk. Wada painted the corner on him. Nice comeback.
Dr. K, that was his nickname. In Japan, here's Derek Norris. He had the game-winning 2-run double in the 8th last night. A little low that time. Over but low that time as well. 6 starts on his rehab assignment with Iowa. 2.86 ERA for Wada. Curveball. 2-2. So he's working with Miguel Montero for the first time.
There's a splitter there. Good action. Just not close enough to entice Norris. Cubs starters collectively 13-10 with a 3.80 earned run average. Good for 5th best in the National League.
Matt Kemp is next. Back-to-back full counts to start it. Strike 3 called. Similar pitch to the one he used to get Almonte.
Yeah, exactly the same approach. When in doubt, go down and away. Not a bad idea. You're not going to get hurt down there. Norris, like Almonte, thought he had worked a walk.
He's been Dr. K, hasn't he?
Dr. Backwards K.
Strike 1 to Matt Kemp.
And like Jason Hamill last night, Wada working very quickly here, trying to set the tone.
Hands over his head. So curve, slider, 0-2. Cubs 21-17. Padres 20-20. And he strikes out the side. Dr. K doing his thing as the Cubs lead 1-0 after an inning from San Diego.
TLX from Acura. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
See what it means to never settle. Try T-Mobile risk-free for 14 days.
Wendy's new jalapeno fresco chicken is so deliciously hot, it's generating reactions from everyone.
Jalapeno wearing sunglasses, fire flame, fire flame.
Hands clapping, thumbs up.
Wendy's new jalapeno fresco, our signature spicy chicken with fresh jalapenos and ghost pepper sauce. How will you react?
With an 11% rebate for everyone on everything, we can all bring home the American dream. Menards gives you the freedom to save on anything you choose, including sale prices. That's savings on top of savings. Whether you're stocking up, cleaning out, fixing up, or building new, Menards has what your home needs, and you can save 11% on every single item. Hurry in because Menards has an 11% rebate on everything.
Save big money at Menards.
Wednesday Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball on DraftKings for free using promo code REVERSETHECURSE.
Cub fans, let's go. The Cubs return to action at Wrigley Field this Monday, Memorial Day. The Washington Nationals, Kansas City Royals are in for 6. Make sure you plan ahead. Go to Cubs.com. Get your tickets today.
Cubs lead 1-0. Chris Coghlan went deep twice in the ball game last night. James Shields and Craig Kimbrell were the victims. And 2 homers in a game is impressive as it is, but you do it in this ballpark against those 2 guys. He's got 6 now on the year.
On pace to hit 26 home runs. He's never had more than 9 in a season. At 9 last year, that matched his output from his rookie year in 2009.
Chopper, and Jerko actually backs up, knowing he has some time, and makes the play. That Rookie of the Year campaign for Coghlan was with the then Florida Marlins. The now Miami Marlins are 0-3 under their new manager, Dan Jennings. And they're not scoring runs. 6-1 Arizona the final. So that is 6 straight losses for the Marlins. Wada takes a strike. The Cubs are 5 back right now in the Central as the Cardinals shut out the Mets 9-0 at Citi Field. Carlos Martinez over Bartolo Colon. Colon had a rough night on the mound. 4 1/3, 11 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. Two and two.
The Mets won the first game of that series 2-1, and then the last 2 nights 10-2 and 9-0 St. Louis.
Well, Colon struggled on the mound, but he did reach on an error.
Well, because speed, right, it influences defense. The guys get in a hurry. They're trying to make a play when they know there's a fast guy going down the line, looking back over his shoulder. If you stripped off the uniforms and just showed that play isolated, you would say, oh, that's a company softball game. And they're letting the boss get a base hit. He looks over his shoulder going down the line.
1 strike on Addison Russell. There's the slider.
You gotta love it, don't you? This is beautiful.
Great.
He'll step out.
So what's going on over there?
He's just, should I go? How hard should I go? Are they going to make a play or not?
Strike 3 called. 3rd strikeout for Ross. Inning and a half in the books. Cubs 1, Padres 0.
At Dunkin', breakfast just got zestier with guacamole made from real avocados, tomatoes, cilantro, and lime. The new bacon guacamole flatbread. Olay indeed. America runs on Dunkin'.
This is history in the making. Cortez, 23 years old, first woman in the majors.
Never miss a moment. Get live TV on the go included with AT&T U-verse TV.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
We all scream for ice cream flavored iced coffees from Dunkin' Donuts. Try the delicious new Rocky Road, butter pecan, and cookie dough flavors today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action. Welcome back to the big leagues. Tsuyoshi Wada.
3-2 paint. 3-2 paint. And then an elevated heater after a couple breaking balls. Dispatch Kemp.
Padres will have Upton, Solarte, and Jerko against the left-hander Wada. Tomorrow night, Kyle Hendricks and Odrisamer Despaigne to wrap up the series. Despaigne pitching in Brandon Morrow's spot in the San Diego rotation, and a fastball in there for a strike. Wada attended Waseda University, which is a really good collegiate program in Japan. Norichika Aoki played there. Here's a pitch. 1-2. That was a slider.
He's got, doesn't have an overpowering fastball, but he's got kind of a quick, short arm stroke, and there's a lot of deception with that.
It was the changeup or split. 2-2.
So far, just good life, good finish on his pitches. That splitter's got real sharp action. It's not just tumbling. Same for the breaking stuff.
Swing and a miss. 4 up, 4 down. All on strikeouts. That'll bring up Solarte. Yeah, Wada, he set a league record in strikeouts when he was in college. And he once dealt over 52 consecutive scoreless innings. Solarte, switch hitter, and he bounces foul on the split. Solarte 2 for 2 against Wada. Those are bats coming last year, make it 3 for 3. First Padre to put a ball in play.
And Solarte, a guy who does not strike out much, so figured he'd be a guy to put it in play, and he finds a hole for the first base hit for the Padres. Off-speed pitch. Backdoor breaking ball that was up in the zone.
So the interesting number on Wada is the opponent's OPS. First, second, third time through the order. Last year, really good first time through the order in those 13 starts. 528 opponent's OPS. Second time through, 690. Not bad. Third time through, 1249. That's not good. So that third time through the order.
Yeah, and then you're going to find with most pitchers, the numbers go up at third time through, but yeah, that's fairly extreme there.
5-4-3 gets Jerko to ground into the around the horn double play, and the inning is over. So 2 in the books. Wada with 4 strikeouts, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
Imagine if you could predict an accident before it happened. Presenting the world's first car that warns you of a possible collision 2 cars ahead. Helping you avoid accidents you don't see coming. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $309 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Come on.
I thought you measured.
I did measure it. Just take the cushions off.
They are off.
Moving is frustrating, but moving your DirecTV isn't. Simply call before you move and we'll bundle DirecTV with internet and home phone services for one low price. You'll get the best value, a savings of up to $120. Moving has never been more rewarding. The DirecTV Movers Deal. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
Creating the perfect outdoor space by Unilock. Quality landscapes require the right design, materials, and craftsmanship, because that's what it takes to truly connect with your lifestyle. With Unilock, you get unlimited design possibilities, authorized Unilock contractors, and a transferable lifetime guarantee. For a complimentary idea book or a free project estimate, call 1-800-UNILOCK or visit unilock.com. That's 1-800-UNILOCK and unilock.com. Your perfect outdoor space awaits with Unilock, designed to connect.
Tomorrow night or the following morning, after Game 3 between the Hawks and the Ducks, head to CSN Chicago for Blackhawks post-game live, presented by Hawk Ford. Whether it's after the third period or triple OT, Pat, Steve, and Jamal will be standing by and deliver a reaction from the dressing room, highlights, and much more, all postseason long on Comcast Sportsnet. Yeah, we were across the street at an establishment here in San Diego to watch part of the second overtime and then the third OT before the Hawks won it, and everybody was rooting for the Blackhawks. We're about an hour away from the arena in Anaheim. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the ballpark here tonight rooting for the Cubs, wearing Cub hats, Blackhawk jerseys.
The second time through for Ross. 2 balls and a strike on Fowler, who's been in a really nice stretch, coming in his last 11 games. 3 homers, 7 walks, 13 runs. Couldn't hold up there, 2-2. Tried the comeback sinker, and it did not get back to the plate. And it's full with Bryant next, then Rizzo. Leadoff walk.
Third walk of the game issued by Ross. Figured with his numbers versus the Cubs' approach, you'd see a lot of walks and strikeouts, so there was the potential for both here tonight. He's punched out 3, he's walked 3. See if Fowler's looking to run here.
Bryant leads all National League rookies in RBIs with 24, on base percentage 421. He's hustling and he's going to beat it out. The throw from Jerko pulled Solarte off the bag at first. I just watched Bryant down the line, and well, he can get down that line quickly, and I don't know if he would have beaten a good throw. There won't be an error because they did get an out at second. Yeah, I think they probably would have gotten him.
Speed manifests itself in so many ways, and you got a speedy guy Fowler putting pressure on Jerko and another speedy guy Bryant going down the line. So everything has to be done just right for the Padres to get 2 here. It's Jerko, he steps back to make this throw to avoid contact, and the ball drifts on him.
So here's Rizzo. He got hit in the first inning and stole second as part of a double steal.
When's the last time Anthony Rizzo struck out? It's been a while. Looking at his game log earlier today, I didn't count them all up. I just noticed that he hadn't struck out quite some time.
May 10th at Milwaukee. Yeah, so how about, let's see, 171 plate appearances, okay? 17 strikeouts. So about 1 in 10 trips to the plate. 22 walks and now 12 hit by pitches. So 34, we'll call them 34 free passes, one way or the other. 2-to-1 ratio. That is special.
Yeah, there are very few guys. Yeah, very few guys in the league walk more than they strike out. And to combine that with the production is most impressive.
Ball 3-1.
Ron's one of those guys that he has such good action on his pitches. He can get sinking action even when he's up in the zone.
Bryant takes off. The pitch is a strike. Throw to second. Ooh, they called him out. I don't know. Bryant didn't seem to argue. Joe, I think we'll have him take a look just to make sure.
Norris much improved this year over last in terms of throwing out base runners. A lot of it, of course, has to do with the guy in the mound. Most of it has to do with the guy in the mound. It looked like he was going to beat it, but quick tag was set down there by Barmas. Real good throw from Norris. Look how accurate that throw was.
He got him. So no challenge in the 3-2 on Rizzo. Ground ball smothered by Jerko, and just like that, the inning is over. Cubs can't take advantage of the leadoff walk. Third inning, 1-0.
Flour pressed soap, homemade hot sauce, artisanal pickles, whatever those are. Well, we're glad handcrafted is finally cool. Because at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we've been handcrafting since 1926. Robots might build cars, but it takes human hands to keep them running right. And that's a guarantee, backed by our fixed right promise. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Did I miss out?
No, our sales event is still going on.
I called in sick.
I get it. You don't want to miss the great deals.
Luckily, my boss is out sick, too. Mitchell? Sir, I thought you...
What goes on at the sales event stays at the sales event.
Let's look at some cars. Let's do it.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2015 RAV4. Or lease RAV4 for only $199 a month. Hurry in today.
Wow, I got a great deal.
Thanks, Jan. Feel better now?
Toyota, let's go places.
Tomorrow on Plus, the heat is on as our bats look to sizzle against San Diego in the series finale. Warm up before the first pitch on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto. Cubs, Padres, starting at 7:30 on CSN Plus.
Wednesday Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball on DraftKings for free using promo code ReverseTheCurse.
This season at Wrigley Field, the Cubs will feature Budweiser Bleacher Fridays, starting with the Beach Bash on May 29th. All Bleacher fans 21 and older will receive a pair of sunglasses for the game while enjoying special entertainment, music, concessions, and a beach-themed post-game party in Wrigleyville. Information at Cubs.com.
Tsuyoshi Wada against Will Middlebrooks. Ball one. Middlebrooks with his first action of the series. 2 big homers at Wrigley in April. Recently went through an 0 for 22, the longest 0 for of his career.
Yeah, hitting just $1.52 here in the month of May, 5 out of 33.
A lot of winds and throws. And fouled out of play.
Curious case. Will Middlebrooks had early success with the Red Sox. 15 home runs in 2012 and 267 at bats. So there's another punch out.
Number 5. And 3 have been looking for Wada.
Backdoor breaker, that sharp action we were talking about. Want to make it up for lost time here.
Barmas pinch hit late last night, reached down an error, scored the game-winning run in the 8th, making his 11th start. And fouled at the dish. One pulled foul past Glenn Hoffman, their longtime third base coach. Jose Valentin was over at first. Called strike 3. Hey, in the truck, can we just record that? Just play it whenever it does that, then I don't have to say it.
Wada is giving him nada. Again, it's that deceptive delivery that just can't pull the trigger on that fastball. And obviously, he's mixed his pitches up enough to where they can't sit on it.
Wada got his opportunity. Wada got it, yeah. His opportunity last year after the Cubs made their trade with Oakland, sending Jeff Samardzija and Jason Hamill to the A's. And as I mentioned, he was impressive.
Well, when Baltimore signed him, you know, they thought he'd be a rotation piece for them, back end of the rotation guy, and probably would have been had he not gotten hurt.
Well, he's a pitch away from striking out 7 in the first 9 batters.
The winner of the Dick Williams lookalike contest back there behind home plate. Full Padre gear. Yep.
Cue it. Called. Strike 3.
Pull the string. Over. Pull the string in the Wada doll.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
John is just 2 weeks away from walking down the aisle with Emily. Didn't see that one coming. Now we're groomsmen. We're just 475 short miles away from shenanigans. It's not gonna get too crazy. Might get a little weird.
You have places to go. Let us worry about getting you there. BP Gasoline with Invigorate. Fuel the journey.
Sunday on CSN, get ready for an all-new episode of Beer Money. Each week, join Jen Letta and Luke Stuckmeyer as they quiz contestants on their sports trivia knowledge. Win big or go home. Beer Money, presented by Coors Light. Sunday at 7 on CSN Chicago.
On Wednesday, May 27th, the Cubs play the Nationals. First pitch is at 7:05, and the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Cubs hat presented by the Conquer Cancer Foundation. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Not only is Tsuyoshi Wada striking out Padre hitters left and right, he's playing good Samaritan. I'm not sure if this was a credit card or some sort of employee key card, but that was on the field as he walked off and handed it to the security guard.
Maybe it's
I'm going with a Visa.
Maybe it's a Tsuyoshi Wada baseball card. Sign this, please, if you're going to strike everybody out.
One strike on Starlin Castro. Cubs leading 1-0 on his RBI ground out in the first. And this ground ball is going to get into center for a base hit. Probably shouldn't show it too closely. You know what I mean? I'm going to go crazy on Amazon tonight. Here's Montero. Miguel walked in the first.
That'd be great if the public address announcer came on and said, if you lost a Visa card and the number is 3794-221, please report to lost and found.
Or accept the following charges.
You've just bought a season ticket package.
Step off by Ross to try to keep Castro close. Heard Paul Nauert say ball. You don't often hear the umpires say. Sometimes they say no, outside, down. Is that a bit much when an umpire says it loud enough for the pitcher to hear it? It's like, I know.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Just don't do it. The worst is when you're struggling with the control and you're throwing a lot of them. No. Ball. No. They're a little annoyed.
No. Nice try. Think again.
Not even close. The best was the old Dutch Renner back in the day when he turned sideways and he just screamed, strike! One! Point his hand out to the side. My theory was that he would never call 2 strikes in a row because it took so much energy just to call 1.
This is going to take Jerko right to second base. 4-6-3.
And and that's always the dilemma when you're facing a ground ball guy like Ross. You saw it last inning when Joe had Bryant run to try to stay out of a double play. He was caught stealing. And here Castro's not in motion, and they end up bouncing into a double play. Double steal in the first inning to take the double play option away, and the Cubs were able to score on the Castro ground out. So going back to Soler, and this would figure to be a tough confrontation for him against Ross because of Ross's fastball, slider, and arsenal, and that wipeout slider. He gets a ton of swings and misses on it. He's among the league leaders in that department. There you go. Yeah. So Soler he has to be like a discerning shopper here. He's shopping for fastballs. He has to stay off that slider if he can. See, he should have picked that one. And that's what happens when you become so consumed with that slider. I don't want to chase, and then you're not ready to pull the trigger on the heater. A lot of it too is just pitch recognition.
Two balls, two strikes. We're in the fourth. Padres won last night 4-3. And that ball lined toward the gap. It'll be cut off by Almonte. Big turn by Soler. He'll be held to a single. Second hit of the inning.
He went shopping for his fastball, and he got it. And it's belt high and drifting over the plate for him. You see where Norris was set up. They're trying to go down and away. Ross wasn't able to make his pitch, and Soler took advantage.
There's Coughlin, ground out victim in the second. Mentioned Ross grew up an A's fan, not too far from the Coliseum in Oakland, and when he was 4 years old, his parents made a baseball card of him wearing his A's jersey. Pretty cool that he ended up making his debut with Oakland. 0-2. Here's Chris Coughlin. A couple of really good swings last night off Shields early. And then Kimbrel late.
Yeah, great extension, driving that one off Kimbrel to center field. Home runs number 5 and 6 for Coughlin.
Coughlin seemed to sell that pretty well. The Padres thought it was strike 3. 1-2. That kicks away and actually goes over the screen and out of play, allowing Soler to advance to second.
Go as a wild pitch. Norris has been charged with 5 passed balls this year, and this was not the best effort on his part, trying to pick that one.
Comeback sinker for strike 3. Cubs get 2 hits, no runs in the 4th. They lead 1-0.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
As bourbon ages, some of it evaporates. That's the angel's share. But a richer bourbon stays trapped in the wood. We've made history by extracting it. Devil's Cut from Jim Beam.
Amazing Cascade video walls from Prism. Learn more at prism.com.
Go take the trail less traveled and save on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shops. Like a 6-pack of LED flashlights for under $10. Save $50 on this Coleman Dome tent. Plus free giveaways, photos, and seminars this weekend.
2 oil changes for the price of 1? That's $14.99 each. Just ask at CarX.
Whataburger. Why has Whataburger not jumped on yet? A couple good games. Although I don't think we have him back in Chicago. But if he pitches on the West Coast, Whataburger has to jump all over this guy.
Exactly.
That's Joe.
Texas.
Yeah, Whataburger.
Whataburger's a Texas thing. Man, that's what their home is.
So 9 batters, 7 punch-outs for Wada.
His nickname, by the time he's done here, Joe, his nickname will be Burger.
Almonte with a key pinch hit bunt single with 2 strikes in the 8th inning last night as part of the Padres game-winning rally. He did it on his own with 2 strikes.
I'm a big fan of the 2-strike bunt. You almost never see it. But when you look at what hitters hit for average with 2 strikes, especially if they're down in the count, 0-2, 1-2.
And the fact that infielders move back.
Yeah,
and you're talking bunt for a hit, not a sac bunt.
Yeah.
Like a pitcher with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got that third baseman back. Could actually square a little earlier if you wanted with 2 strikes. Well, what's he going to punch him out with here? Paint the fastball down and away like he did the first time? Almonte probably be looking for it now.
Swing and a miss. Whataburger.
Just because he's looking doesn't mean he can hit it. You got a lot of Wada. One time not painting down and away, but elevating and getting the swing through. This is unbelievable.
Take a Whataburger with some extra mustard and some onions.
Bill Raftery in the house.
Here's Norris. Ground ball into left. That's their second hit.
First hit was quickly erased with a double play ball. Those are the only other outs aside from strikeouts.
Well, has Norris been good? 19 extra base hits, leading all catchers, 15 doubles. And as you mentioned, has been a lot better throwing out base stealers from back of the plate. Here's Kemp.
Yeah, he's no Shanty Hogan, but he's been good.
Popped him up.
Soler.
Short right, Soler will make the catch.
It looked like he was coming in all that aggressively. I just wanted to make sure there was no, like me yelling Soler was.
I was going to say, are you calling it?
Channeling Wada there, just hoping that Russell would yield. Shanty Hogan in 1933 threw out 77% of would-be base stealers for the Boston Braves.
The fact you knew that off the top of your head is,
I was doing some
either impressive or scary. That's scary too. Way back, gone. Justin Upton with his 9th homer in this ballpark, 11th overall, and just like that, the Padres have the lead.
Doesn't seem fair that the Padres would have the lead in this ball game with one swing of the bat as dominant as Wada has been to this point, but that's the nature of the home run ball. You can turn things around in a hurry. They're trying to go down and away to Upton. Got a good chunk of the play. That's the home run replay. And Upton, who's done a lot of damage in this ballpark throughout his career as a visiting player, has loved hitting here now as a Padre. That's his 11th home run. RBIs 26 and 7 for Upton.
A 1-0 to Solarte. It's a curveball that stays high, 2-0. Well, we said it last night. The ball is carrying a lot better in this ballpark this season. Big swing and a miss.
And many theories abound, from El Nino to no marine layer, the drought, the scoreboard, the new
Fence
office
left
building over here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There's that building above the National University. You can see the glare reflected. That's a new building.
First walk for Wada.
Yeah, traumatic is too strong of a word, but when you're going along the way Wada was, and all of a sudden you give up that 2-run jack, it can be a little unsettling. Montero recognizing that, goes out just to kind of calm him down a little bit. Back on top of your pitches. Not a huge sample, but Jerko's been a lot better against left-handed pitching this year than right. He was hitting .375 against lefties coming into play here tonight. 9 out of 24. Just a .162 against righties. That sounds like a platoon player.
Yep. Hey, we want to send out happy 89th birthday wishes. Our good friend Jack Rosenberg, the godfather of WGN Sports. He turns 89 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Rosie. Right field corner. And Soler starting to run out of room. And actually had a shot at it. Didn't catch it. It lands foul. We kind of lose sight of the right fielder in that very corner. Did he overrun it?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell exactly what took place down there in the corner. It gets a little funky. There's that Petco porch that juts out there right up against the foul pole.
I think he overran this ball. Yeah.
I mean, he must have lost it because he was reaching as if he was about to make a play on it. Is he having some lights?
Strike 3 called, no problem, as Wada strikes him out on the next pitch. But a 2-out, 2-run homer, a line shot to center by Justin Upton, and the Padres now lead 2-1.
It's Memorial Day, so head to your Hyundai dealer and celebrate, because $214 a month gets you a new Santa Fe Sport. It has a hands-free smart liftgate, 7 airbags, 8-inch touchscreen navigation, panoramic sunroof, and a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating. No wonder Cars.com named it Family Car of the Year. Come discover the confidence of America's best warranty at the Memorial Day sales event and save big on every Hyundai. Only at your Hyundai dealer. Get your Santa Fe Sport for $214 a month at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Come on.
I thought you measured.
I did measure it. Just take the cushions off.
They are off.
Moving is frustrating, but moving your DirecTV isn't. Simply call before you move, and we'll bundle DirecTV with internet and home phone services for one low price. With this added value, moving has never been more rewarding. The DirecTV Movers Deal. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Chicago Cubs baseball.
Padres lead the Cubs 2-1 as we get into the top of the 5th, and make sure you follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider all season long, on Comcast Sportsnet, brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. How about Tsuyoshi Wada? You want to stand or sit? Doesn't matter. We're very
It's kind of like church. Sometimes I like to kneel, sometimes I sit.
I got you. All right, we're all standing now if you want to shoot us again.
Yeah. Now we're all in sync.
We'll make sure it looks good. First of all, a 1-0 pitch to Wada. And that's in there for a strike. So Patrick, Tsuyoshi Wada in the rotation for Travis Wood, and an interesting start so far.
Yeah, for a guy who we really didn't pay too much attention to, throughout spring training, leading up to this, he certainly had a great start, and he's, JD knows how to pitch. I mean, he really kind of knows what he's doing out there, and you can see it right now. He doesn't have overpowering stuff.
He doesn't, but at the same time, he's been overpowering tonight, despite not having a 95-mile-an-hour heater. He's got deception, and he's got real good command tonight. Yeah, so my sense is, here's a guy who's 34 years old, had that great run in Japan, signed by the Orioles, thought he was going to be part of the mix over there, got hurt, never had his opportunity with Baltimore. He's been hurt here, so he's trying to make up for lost time. It's going to be really interesting to see how he does going forward.
As he draws the leadoff walk.
And I think this, Travis Wood obviously was having his struggles, but not to the point that you would just, we need to get this guy out of the rotation. Obviously, they liked what they saw from Wada and his rehab starts down there at Iowa. This guy's ready to help us, and that just kind of helped make this transition with Woody going to the bullpen and Wada into the rotation.
Here's Russell. The man on, nobody out. Cubs down a run now, and a strike called. And a lot of changes on the roster here the last couple of days.
Yeah, you can see how aggressive this front office is being, working in conjunction with Joe Madden. You saw it the way Addison Russell got here pretty quick, and the way they've rebuilt this bullpen on the fly. And I think it's not like they traded Wellington Castillo for some A-ball pitcher. I mean, they saw a need in their bullpen, and they were able to go out and get a guy that I think everyone expects will be up here at some point and maybe could be a difference maker.
And meanwhile, Javi Baez has been swinging it real well at Iowa. Kyle Schwarber continues to tear it up down at Double-A. Those two guys are becoming intriguing pieces as well.
The 0-2 and a swing and a miss. And the power slider. You wouldn't expect Wada to have punched out Tyson Ross to this point. That's number 5 for Ross, and we mentioned 9 for Wada, with Ross now with a 1-run lead. Back to the top, and Fowler. Kind of a disappointing start to Tommy La Stella's Cubs career with the side injury, and re-aggravated it, so it sounds like he's going to be out a while. And Neil Ramirez just not sure how long he's going to be out. That's a fair ball into the right field corner. Wada on his way to third. Gary Jones is going to send him. Relay throw to the plate. Safe on a close play at the plate. We're tied.
Well, Wada showing some pretty good athleticism there. Not many pitchers going to score from first base. Fowler, obviously, with his speed, he hits a lot of triples and hits the ball into the right field corner. So you're thinking 3 bases for him. You just didn't know if Wada was going to give him a chance to get to third. But Wada, good tight turn there at second base. Gary Jones liked what he saw out of him, so he gave him the green light. Right about now, most guys are running in quicksand, but Wada, nice effort.
And a chance to retake the lead. Bryant with the infield in. And Fowler at third. Ross from the windup. That'll get it done. As he lines out, Fowler will score on a sacrifice fly. So it's 3-2. Just like that. So nice return home for Chris Bryant. And look at Bryant helping out his pitcher. He just does everything right, doesn't he? He's watching the game. He's paying attention.
Yeah, everyone talks about how Chris Bryant just hits home runs, and it seems like almost every night he finds another way to help out his team, try and win a ball game.
Good swing and a miss by Rizzo. Fowler has been credited with a triple, by the way. That is a strike. And it's 0-2 on Rizzo. What's the run differential, Patrick? Do you have the tally on your appearances this year? As Rizzo strikes out for the first time in a couple of weeks. Well, you're +2 tonight, so that's good.
I'll take that.
Our Cubs insider, Patrick Mooney. 3-2 Cubs in the 5th.
Checking 2 bags? That'll be $0 extra. Want to change your flight? $0 for that. Live TV? Tack on $0. Everyone who flies Southwest knows 0 adds up to a lot. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
The conference call, the ultimate arena for business. Hour after hour of diving deep, touching base, and putting ducks in rows. The only problem with conference calls, eventually they have to end. Unless you have the Comcast Business Voice Edge mobile app. It lets you switch seamlessly from your desk phone to your mobile with no interruptions. I've never felt so alive.
Get the future of phone, and the phones are free. Comcast Business, built for business.
One on the left and the one on the right. Can't tell them apart, try as you might. But a wise man once said that the secret to life is to find one that don't look the same. Find one that don't look the same.
Experience the distinct Audi Q5 at your local dealer today.
David Kaplan with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Blackhawks are trying to take a 2-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals when they host the Ducks Thursday night at the United Center. And as soon as that game goes final, switch over to Comcast Sportsnet. Pat, Steve, and Jammer break down all the action on Blackhawks post-game live. The latest on the Hawks later tonight on Sportsnet Central. Now we go back to beautiful San Diego and Petco, Lance, and JD.
Hey, thanks, Cap. Visit the Cubs Authentics auction page every week for your chance to own one-of-a-kind game-used Cubs items. This week's auction includes signage from the Wrigley Field collection. Go to Cubs.com Authentics before Sunday night at 8 to place your bid. The Cubs will donate proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics to Cubs charities.
3-2 Cubs. An eventful couple of half innings. The Upton home run. And then the Cubs getting those 2 runs right back.
They just hope that the sprint around the bases didn't take a bite out of Wada here. The good news is he's at the bottom of the order.
Shallow right, trouble, look out, and it drops. Fortunately, everybody's all right. Middlebrooks has a double, but oh man, I was worried that we were going to have a nasty collision out there.
Yeah, that was scary from the get-go once you saw where that ball was headed. Tough break for Wada. Looking to have a quick, clean inning. Induces a little weak pop-up. Watch Russell sell out, leave his feet. And Soler going headlong as well. I think that's one with more experience playing together. You have a better feel for, from Russell's point of view, what Soler can do, what Soler can cover. And I think if Russell had peeled off, Soler would have been able to come in and make a play on that ball.
Barmas out front, lines it foul. Tying run at second with nobody out. 0-2. With 13 starts last year, Wada's high in strikeouts was 8 against Baltimore on August 24th. He already has 9 in his 2015 debut this evening. Pitcher and catcher will discuss.
Montero speaking Spanish, Wada speaking Japanese, and yet